Hey guys, welcome back. For today's tutorial, we will be doing Dory. I've already put the tulle on my dress and I did it in a specific pattern. So on both sides towards the front, I did a strip of black, 2 strips of yellow, 1 strip of black, and then I did the same thing right in the middle of the back so it would resemble her tail. Or her back fin. And then the rest of the dress I did in royal blue. For sizing suggestions and measurements, please refer to the description box below. For the face, I did hand draw my templates. So for the fin, I just did this basic shape here. I drew it out on some construction paper and then I've traced it onto this stiff royal blue felt. I did choose a stiffer one for this. So you'll want to trace those and cut both fins out. Okay, so I have my 2 fins ready to go, and for the rest of the face, I'm just going to show you the shapes that I've drawn and cut out. This one is a long, the bottom part is like a long oval for the mouth, and then this is a 2-inch in diameter circle, and this will be the size for the white circle of the eye. So it measures 2 inches across. You'll want to cut out 2 royal blue pieces of felt with that size circle, as well as 2 white ones. Then you'll want this maroon or fuchsia colored felt, and you'll want to cut that slightly smaller than the 2-inch circle. And you'll want 2 of those. Then you'll want to cut out with black felt a 1-inch circle. And that will go in the middle of the fuchsia circle, and you want 2 of those. And then 2 small, tiny white circles for the pupils. And then for the mouth, you want 2 of those, both in black. I also have this white strip of felt for teeth, but you'll see later in the video my decision on this. For the fins, I'm going to be covering the bottom half of each fin in yellow felt. So to do that, I'm going to use my hot glue gun, and I do use a high temp glue gun. And I'm just going to put glue on the bottom half of the fin. Once you have your glue down, take your yellow felt and line up a flat edge at the top of where you started your glue and press down. And then flip it over and cut out along the shape. So I have that cut out and I can still see through the yellow felt, so I'm actually going to do a second layer so that the yellow is opaque and not see-through. So taking my hot glue gun again, I'm just going to glue down on top of that yellow piece. On another flat edge of the yellow felt, place that lining it up with the first piece, press down, and then flip it over and cut it out just like you did the first time. So this is with 2 layers of the yellow felt, and now you can see it's much darker and no longer see-through, and it leaves a little bit of a thickness. Then you want to take a 3/8 inch black grosgrain or satin ribbon, or really anything, even if you want to cut out a strip of black felt, that would work also. And using my glue gun, I'm just going to glue a straight line along the edge of that yellow felt. And then attaching my black ribbon. And then cut that to fit the size of the fin. For a little added bling, I'm going to use some rhinestone mesh, and here I am just measuring the width of the fin for my rhinestones. And then I will cut a single strip and using our glue gun again, and please excuse my little glue gun holder over to the right. You guys know, you know the struggle. Alright, so I have my glue down. and then carefully placing my rhinestone strip on top. Now there are holes in between each rhinestone circle, so be careful when you're doing this not to burn your fingers. I usually use a lighter like you can see here just to tap it down. It also avoids getting all that glue all over the place, because if you use your fingers and the glue is still wet, you can pull the glue on top of the rhinestones and it would dull the shine and just make it a big old mess. So I use the bottom of a lighter for that. And then cutting out another strip, I will glue that down right on top of the yellow. Next, it's time to put our eyes together. So taking that medium size circle in the fuchsia color, I'm just placing some hot glue on the back of that, and I will put that down right in the middle of the white circle so it's even on all sides. Then you'll move on to the 1-inch black circle. Put some hot glue on the back of that and place that directly in the center of the fuchsia circle, leaving an even space around all sides. And then lastly, you'll take your little white pupil, put a little dot of glue on there, and I'm going to put mine off to the corner, kind of going diagonally up to the right side, and then put together your second eye. For the mouth, I'm taking my white strip of felt and just gluing down the back side of that. And then using my fingers to shape this to follow the curve of the mouth, I'm going to place it off a little to the side. I'm not doing it directly in the center. And then using my fingers, I will shape it. Now back over to our dress, we're going to start with the mouth. So I'm taking that second black piece of felt that we cut out for the mouth and placing that on the inside of the top down towards the bottom in the center. So once you have that in a good spot, and I have that in the middle down towards the bottom, and then just make sure it's going to line up with the mouth that you put on top. Using your hot glue gun, you want to glue down on top of the crochet and in between each of the holes so that you're gluing directly onto that piece of felt that you placed on the inside. Make sure to get all of the sides. Then you will take the mouthpiece and press down firmly from the outside. Next, you can position the eyes. So taking the 2 royal blue circles, you will put those on the inside of the dress just like we did for the mouth. And you want the eyes to be somewhat close together. Then using your glue gun, glue these down just like you did for the mouth and point the pupils in a diagonal direction. So I decided that I did not want the teeth on the mouth because I felt like that made it look more like the older version of Dory with the teeth, and I want this one to look a little more like the younger version of Dory. So that is completely optional. You can leave it if you like it. I decided that I was going to take it off. But here is a teaching moment, and you will come across these times often when tutu or dressmaking. So you can see here I ripped off the white piece of felt and it left behind this residue from the glue. So to fix that, I'm just going to cut another piece of black felt for the mouth and glue it right on top. And it's all fixed. So while you're making these dresses, if you make a mistake, don't worry. Use your crafty creative mind to figure out a way to fix it or cover up any errors that there might be. So for the fins, I'm going to be placing these so that the point is going backwards. And what I did here was I cut out a black piece of felt about a 1/2 inch thick, the same shape as the top of the fin. And I'm going to use this black piece of felt to put underneath the top so that it has something solid to attach to. I'm going to be putting the fins right on top of the black and yellow section on either side of the front. So you can see here I have my black piece of felt in there, and then using my glue gun, you're going to glue in between the holes directly onto the felt. Now this won't be enough glue to hold down that stiffer piece of felt, so I'm also going to put glue on the about a 1/2 inch from the top of the fin, or about 1 inch, and then press that down right on top of that black piece of felt and push down and hold until it's dry. Moving on to the other side, I'm doing the same exact thing. So here I'm putting down that strip of black felt and gluing from the outside in between each of the holes. In addition, make sure to put glue on the top part of the fin and then press down to secure it just like we did on the other side. Next, I'm going to add halter strap using a 1.5 inch wide yellow satin ribbon. So just cut a good amount. This doesn't have to be a specific length, just long enough to tie a bow in the back like a halter. And you're going to cut out 2 strips of ribbon, 1 for each side. Heat seal one of the ends of one of the strips of ribbon. And then folding that in half just to make it easier to put through the hole, I'm going to go in this hole in the 3rd row. So I'm going in from the outside and pulling that up about 1 inch on the inside. Use your hot glue gun to put glue on that 1 inch piece, and then fold the strap up to meet it. So I also added my strap to the other side, and now turning it around, I'm just going to cut these at an angle and heat seal both of my ends. And then you can just tie that in a bow as a halter. And it really makes the back of these dresses beautiful. It just adds an extra touch with very little effort. So there's the back of the dress. Now you can stop here and be done, but I am going to add one more little detail. Using the same rhinestone mesh that I used on the fins, I'm going to cut out the same width as my ribbon, so 1.5 inches wide, and I'm using 2 rows of that rhinestone mesh, and I'm going to glue that down across the strap about 1 inch above from where you put it in the hole. So it's 2 rows, and then I'm just gluing that down. And that is what it looks like. And you're going to do the same thing to the other side. And there you have Dory. I hope it was easy enough for you guys to follow. It's a really cute costume that you can make for your little princess. You can involve her in the process if you want, but it's great for birthdays, pictures, Halloween, you name it. So if you want to see more videos like this, be sure to hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you ever want to make any suggestions for other characters, just leave a comment below and I will do my best to make it happen.